You were in the live.
Hey guys out there in Facebook land, we got a great show tonight. For those of you on Facebook, you're going to get a great treat. It's like a high wire act. We have 2 dogs, one that Danielle's only had for 1 week, and we have our disabled zooming Rosie over here, 2-legged zooming Rosie, and we're going to try to do some behavioral work, basic stuff where you shouldn't have to work so hard. So we're going to talk about it obviously in the first 1 and 2 segments, and then during our 7-minute break, Ashley Pizzo and Danielle Janice is going to take this little Squirt, that's his name, Squirt. He's really a delightful dog. And just see, she literally got him 8 days ago, last Saturday, and see how he is today. We're teaching him boundaries, and that's the topic of the show. The dog shouldn't pull on a leash. It should go to a place when you tell him, and it should stay there. I mean, simple, and not with overt force. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about why humans suck, not present company excluded, and of course our viewers are excluded, but everybody else who's not listening or watching suck. And I'm going to explain to you why. Janice. Danielle is going to explain some horrible situations of, it's really despicable, and then we're going to talk about why dogs do what they do, and I don't know why humans do what they do, but I know we're pretty certain we know why dogs do what they do. So this is going to be exciting. We start in a couple of minutes. We thank you for joining us. If you have questions, comments, by all means, send them in. Girls will turn off our phones, and then we're going to silence the phones. We're starting in 60 seconds, kids. I'm going to put my human brain on because I have to talk. I just got my head polished today.
Oh, I thought you looked a little
Thank you. You didn't say good, just different, funny.
Oh my. This lady thinks you're hysterical.
Where's that squeak? Oh, it's outside. I got my scotch.
30 seconds.
Can't see.
And Squirt's out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He's sleeping already.
Much today.
Here. Can you? Oh, you're not listening. Okay, I got it.
Expressed on this program are not necessarily those of this station, JVC Broadcasting Management, or sponsors. Do you wish you knew what your dog was thinking? You're in the right place. Hounds Town USA presents The Dish on Dogs.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to The Dish on Dogs. I'm Mike Gould. I'm your host. You're listening, we're broadcasting live on Facebook Live tonight. So if you guys, you people, with Facebook, go on Facebook and watch Google. What do? You go Facebook?
You go on Facebook onto Hounds Town Radio, and that's where we stream live.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm Mike Gould. I'm joined here with Ashley Pizzo, my lovely co-host, our producer Danielle Janice from Rendezvous Vonzé is with us, and of course our assistant producer, the wonderful, not lovely, he's not lovely, he's wonderful, John Pizzo, who thinks I don't like him for some reason, which I don't understand that. He's really a delightful guy. I like him. I don't know about anybody else, but I like him. Anyway, so listen, Hounds Town, we got a great show tonight. We're really great. If you're watching on Facebook Live, I have my disabled 2-legged dog Rosie here, and Danielle has her rescue dog. She literally rescued him 8 days ago. 8 days ago, he was shipped up from Savannah, Georgia.
Arkansas,
Little Rock, Arkansas. But let me introduce the show first, then we're going to take a 2-minute break, and then during our 7-minute break, we're going to teach you live, it's like a high wire act, how to teach dogs simple behaviors, not to pull on a leash, to go to its place when we tell it to, and to stay there. This is simple. You should not work on it. And we're going to talk about that in this segment and the next segment. Anyway, let's talk about let's talk about Hounds Town USA. Hounds Town USA is home to the happiest dogs on earth. With 20 locations. I think by the end of next week we're going to have 26 locations, but that's not definite yet. We're in 8 different states, and we're growing very rapidly. Our business, our straightforward way, our straightforward approach to dog management is really taking hold. There's so much toxic information out there in the world of dogs. People that actually go into the pet care business, whether they're dog trainers, pet sitters, they really don't understand. They can be great business owners and they can be great, wonderful people, but if you don't understand, I got my brain on, by the way, my human brain. If you don't understand the dog brain, the mammalian brain, and how different it is, how completely different it is from the human brain, you're never going to be successful at managing large amounts of dogs. Since our inception at Hounds Town, we've taken care of well over 1 million dogs. It's probably 1.5 million dogs now. I mean, in all of our Ronkonkoma facility, we have on every day we have 75 to 100 dogs, and it's really exciting.
75 is low. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
low.
very
Right.
honestly rare.
Right.
It's a slow day now.
Yeah.
Right, 75 dogs is a slow day. I remember when we first started 20 years ago, if I had 12 dogs, I was like freaking out. Now we have our Farmingdale location has 75 to
Yeah, these
100,
two.
Port Jeff, it's crazy. But the reason is we do it a good job at what we do. We give the dogs a safe environment for them to do what dogs do. So they have a need, a pack. They're pack animals, social pack animals that live about 18 inches off the ground, 10 or 18 inches off the ground. They're required by the laws of nature to interact with one another. Just like children, 3-year-old children, they can't be locked in a bubble at home. They have to interact with other human children, not adults, because they're not adults. So we have to have that interaction. That's why we send kids to school when they're 5 years old or preschool, so they have the experience of interacting with other children and communicating, to learn to communicate with other children. Dogs need the exact same thing. So at Hounds Town USA, we allow dogs to do that. They come and they have fun as dogs. We don't read stories to them. We don't do weird things with them. We don't train them to jump on furniture. In fact, we have no furniture, so we have a very safe environment. With that said, for those of you listening, particularly some of our customers, now, up in New York, it has rained almost every day for the last 2 weeks. So let me just put this out there. If we have 75 dogs, and they're running around inside and outside, and they're rolling around, they're sniffing each other's butts, and they're having a blast. That's what dogs do. That's what dogs do. And they have long hair, some of them, and they get smelly. They get smelly. So we can't obviously wash 75 dogs a day. And if you go to a pet care facility where the dog looks and smells the same way as when you drop them off, that means they weren't interacting. So, we try to explain, by and large, wouldn't you agree, girls, that our customers completely understand that?
Yeah, honestly, I don't want to say weed it out, but the people that use us frequently, they know our policies and they trust us with their dogs.
So yeah, they know when it's raining, they usually ask us to give them either an exit bath or a
Right,
spa.
and we always offer an exit bath, right? It's a discounted bath. We throw them in the tub, we dry them off, and they go home smelling nice. But if you don't do that, they're going to smell.
Right.
And especially if you have a long hair, even a short haired dog. You can't get around it. It's pouring out. It's wet, so we don't lock dogs up. They interact. Even if they don't go out so often, they're still wet. They're wet coming into the facility, and they're wet going home. So we just ask our humans to just understand that. If you want them not to smell, ask for an exit bath or don't bring them, because frankly, that's the only way, right? So if your children play soccer or football on a rainy day, they're going to get dirty. And if not, so that's one thing, honestly, our customers understand. And we're very straightforward with that approach and let people know that. There's another thing just actually occurring this time of year, kennel cough, right? So
Yeah.
there's a case down in our Jersey location. We actually had about 3 or 4 dogs that got, maybe less, maybe more. But kennel cough is like a cold that's in your kindergarten child's classroom. It's really not preventable, although we all require a Bordetella vaccine. A Bordetella vaccine supposedly is a preventative for kennel cough. And kennel cough, for those, is just an upper chest kind of cold. And it sounds...
It's not even like the flu. It's less than the flu.
It's less than the
Yeah.
flu. They hack, though. I'll do a demonstration for the...
Mike.
Right.
That's why he's dying.
Right.
It sounds worse than it is.
Right. It says, right. Thank you, Danielle. So it sounds and looks worse than it is. It actually looks or appears like the dog is choking on something. So that's what kennel cough looks like. And there's really no cure for it. There's no cure. If you take your dog to the vet, obviously the vet is not going to say that we don't do anything. They're going to give you an antibiotic and a
gone in like a week or
and
two.
a cough suppressant. Right. So, again, if your child gets the cold, you are the pet owner, so you have to make these determinations. If the dog hacks and you run him to the vet, you're going to have a $150 bill. So, again, if you think of a school, an elementary school, they're not responsible for a child getting sick. Disney World is not responsible if you go to Disney World on vacation, you spend $5,000, and your kid gets sick on the elevator.
Especially airborne diseases. This isn't, a matter of cleanliness.
Right.
Kennel cough is from
Air,
the air.
right. It's what do you call it? It's like a aerosol type of...
It's airborne.
It's airborne, right.
And there's different strains.
And there's different strains. Right. And now, with that said, some can turn into pneumonia.
Right.
And this is usually in very small dogs or very older dogs.
Right, and
But-
untreated.
Right. And even if, right, so it's very common, but kennel cough sounds like this insidious, dirty kind of thing. It's nothing like that. He can get it from your next door neighbor. Actually, there's a likelihood that they can get it from the vet when you bring the dog to the
Yeah.
shots, right? So
Absolutely.
we require that you don't come to our facilities within 7 days of a vet visit. Because you're doing the right thing, you bring your dog to the vet. What's at vet's offices? Sick animals, right? They're urinating outside, they're vomiting outside, they're sneezing inside. So, and again, that's just the reality. That's nothing, it's not bad, it's not...
The last 2 dogs I adopted came home. They sounded fine. Within 3 days, they had kennel cough.
Right.
And it's one of those things you just don't know
Right.
they have it until you see the symptoms. But
Right.
it wasn't this dire
Right.
emergency.
It's not a
or anything
dire
like that.
emergency, generally speaking. And there was something else I was going to say about that. Oh, the good part is once they get it, they usually...
the immune system's
right.
great
We
after
have
that,
dogs
yeah.
that come regularly to Hounds Town. A dog with kennel cough could sneeze in their face and they wouldn't
My
get
2 have not gotten it.
Right.
They're 4 and 5.
Right, so they have a
puppies.
very hardy immune system. All right, so I was yakking away about that. We're going to take a break in a few seconds. We're going to come back for our second segment. We're going to talk about a few things. Dog anatomy, how they view the world. And we're going to talk about these 3 simple behaviors. You shouldn't have to work on this. It shouldn't take time and effort. I'll talk about my friend Scott Brezzalier in Florida, he's a dog trainer. We were discussing, I said a very dirty word, apparently, today. I said we enforce good behavior in dogs. We enforce that. And the word enforcement is taboo in certain areas of the country. I think California and Florida, enforcement. We'll talk about that, though, after the break. Hounds Town USA, Hounds Town Radio, live 8 p.m. Monday nights from beautiful, rainy Long Island. Join us after the break, 2 minutes.
Hey, now.
She's so cute.
So this will be we have a lot of distractions now.
Yeah. That's a dog somewhere.
Hi guys on Facebook, if you have questions, this is going to be an interesting kind of demonstration, I think. Now the dynamics is changing, so just so you know, at the airport here, we live in a bubble. This is literally like a fishbowl, and people, mostly crazy people, are walking around staring at us, and so we're in this bubble. And if you notice, our dogs are nice and relaxed. They're not barking. Oh, John is going to turn this camera, so you can see what's happening here. And an airport, by the way, for my friend Scott, it's about as crazy as it gets here. There are odors, there are people, get those little kids.
He flipped it to his face.
What did he do?
He flipped the camera out to his face.
Oh man, all right, so everybody got a sneak peek at our assistant producer, the handsome John Pizzo. All right, I don't know what the hell they're laughing at. All right, we should be going back in a minute. Okay. And what else? I got a few things I got to talk about.
Danielle, Lori LaCastro wants to know how Squirt is adjusting.
He's doing awesome. He's
Look at him, he's sleeping. He
Yeah,
went to Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth, and now he's not sound
yeah, he's
asleep.
got the Hounds Town hangover right now.
Hounds Town hangover, that's a funny one.
Wait, this is like a thing.
It is a
You
thing,
don't
it's been
know
a
it's a
thing.
thing.
You're out of the loop.
These guys are here early.
Oh wow.
Oh,
Was that their
wow.
friend?
All right, folks, so you get the idea. There are a lot of
Oh, Scott's
distractions.
listening.
Is he watching or
Yes,
listening?
he is. He's watching on Facebook.
All right, good. So this is we're going to demonstrate, Scott. We have our therapy dog here, and we have our therapy dog here. They're in training. They've been working. We're working with 8 days. We're going to talk about our conversation we had earlier about teaching. Oh. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about that. Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould, and we're broadcasting live from beautiful downtown Long Island, Islip MacArthur Airport. We are streaming live on Facebook Live because after this segment, we're going to go outside and try. There's a lot of distractions going on now. I guess a bunch of people landed, and we're going to go out. And we got 2 of our recently adopted dogs, rescue dogs. One is two-legged zooming Rosie, and one is Squirt, and that is Danielle's dog. She literally had him for 8 days, and we're just going to go outside and hopefully teach him some things. John's going to follow us around with our little, what do you call it, iPad. And
Right.
all right.
So our basic 3 behaviors you wanted to go over.
Right. So the basic 3 behaviors, if you keep it simple, don't allow the dog to put tension on the leash. We're going to be working with a 6-foot leash. There's no prong collars, there's no pinch collars, there's no shock collars. Actually, it's literally a piece of rope. It's a nylon rope. And we're going to, when there's pressure, we're going to correct the dog slightly. Correct the dog slightly. You hear that out there? Correct. Not beat the dog, not hit him over the head with a newspaper, not rub his nose in dog urine, not throw pennies at him, and not squirt him in the face with water. We're going to correct inappropriate behavior, and we're going to physically love good behavior. That means touching, talking, rubbing, da-ba-ba. That's what, we're not going to shove dog biscuits down its throat. The only time we're going to give the dog a food is when it goes to its place, when we tell it to. Now this obviously is a work in progress, so don't expect too much. This is literally Danielle's dog she's had for 8 days. But think of this concept. It's much easier to set behavior than rehabilitate behavior. So Rosie actually is going to be a little more difficult. She's 3 years old. So just because she's disabled doesn't mean she gets a free ride. You're going to see what a wonderful spirit she is. She's got full of energy. It's remarkable. It's remarkable. I don't know what she would be like if she had 4 legs, because she scoots around her on Instagram. Isn't that, what is it, Zooming Rosie on Instagram?
Rosie.
She's a nut job. And if you listen to her backstory, she was beaten by some kids in Armenia. I know she came from Armenia because we have her little passport. But the point of the matter is dogs live in the moment. And dogs are dogs. I don't know what these even are. They're mutations. They're mutts. That's all dogs are mutations of a wolf. Mutt. That's where the word mutt, mutation. So we're going to take them out. We don't take their breed into consideration. We do take their personality into consideration, their personality and temperament. So some dogs are shy, some people are shy. Some people are very confident, some dogs are very confident. But it doesn't matter what religion you are, what nationality you are. I don't ask my customers their nationality or their religion. It's not relevant. So anyway, and if you look at Squirt, he's passing out because he spent the day at Hounds Town USA, home to the happiest dogs on earth. So for the price of a round of golf, you can bring your dog all day long to doggy daycare and run around like a nut. They run around like crazy. They go home and they pass out. So I wanted to talk a little bit. You know, when we first started, we were thinking of a name for the show, and we toyed around with a lot of different names. I came up with the Why Humans Suck show, but that was
vetoed.
That was vetoed anyway. So we came up on the Dish on Dogs. I guess somebody thinks they're very clever, and we dish out information on dogs, our opinions. And when I say things, it's not always absolute. Just like human behavior, there's no absolute. We can't even psychoanalyze human behavior, to be very frank with you. Psychiatry and psychology isn't always accurate. So certainly our dog, our understanding and our suggestions with dogs, it applies to the specific dog. So a dog does one behavior, he barks at the door. So just think of it this way. If Squirt or Rosie never barks at the front door, never attacks the vacuum cleaner, never pulls on the leash, it's not going to happen in 3 or 4 years from now. So we setting behaviors, not big behaviors. We don't care if the dog high fives, rolls over. We don't even care if the dog sits. I mean, Rosie is always sitting because she can't stand. So really what we want is, we don't want the dog to jump, bark, or run out the front door and get hit by a car. So we're going to start setting these behaviors, and I want you to follow Squirt's progress. And I'm pretty impressed. You've only had him for 8 days. What's his story at home? He's housebroken?
Yeah, for the most part, he's housebroken. He lets me know when he has to go to the bathroom. He sleeps silently in the crate all night.
You hear that, folks? Silently in the crate all night long.
He doesn't wake up at all throughout the night or anything because he's so tired by the end of the day.
Right. And where do you feed him?
In the crate.
You hear that, folks? She feeds the dog in the crate. So he gets every morsel of food he gets in the crate. So now we have a situation where at 8 days he's figured it out. Now obviously he whimpered and cried. He's very attached to Danielle, and that's going to be one of the problems, is balancing that. So obviously they're together. She brings him to work. So it's like a police canine. They bond tremendously. It's really kind of hard. Or it's a challenge to separate that human emotion and the physical thing, and then we have what we call separation anxiety. Where
that's his biggest problem is when I'm away, he freaks out.
Mm-hmm. Right, and it's not unusual at all. Again, but these are behaviors that can be taught. When we drove over here, he's perfectly adjusted to the car. So if he's not freaking out in the car now, he's not going to be freaking out in the car in 6 months from now. So it's really interesting to see how simple it is. I mean, as I said, if you're watching on Facebook or you see where we are, there are people running around. There might be a little problem out there. I see a bunch of little kids running around. So we'll see. And you know what? That's exactly what's going to happen. We're going to see where'd this little runt come from?
Arkansas.
And he was arrested. He got shipped up here 8 days ago.
He got shipped up here on a bus. So he was on a bus for like 3 days.
Oh, what a sad story.
I think wasn't he the only one on the bus?
No, there's a lot.
Oh, the personal transport was the only one.
Yeah,
no, it's a transport bus. But you rescued him. He had a backstory, and now here he is, and he's this wonderful companion. For those of you who go out and spend thousands of dollars on purebred dogs, this could be the latest trend, whatever the hell Squirt is. I have no clue.
Aussie Doodle.
He's supposedly an Aussie Doodle.
Aussie Doodle, whatever that is. And I don't know what. I'm
a
Russian Eskimo. I'm a Russian Eskimo. So. But anyway, the point is, it's nice and balanced. The only crazy things that are happening are outside this studio. There's madness. So that's it. So we're having fun with Squirt. We're going to do our little demonstrate. These 3 simple behaviors. Just think about it. Don't let the dog put tension on a leash, because think of the word tension. Tension goes down the leash, and then the dog has tension. And we don't let the dog, we want the dog to go to a certain place when we tell him to. And yes, Scott Brezzalier, we enforce these rules, of course. Think of how ludicrous it is as a society. And this is, by the way, Scott doesn't believe this, but a lot of people that circulate around in the dog world, they don't get these simple concepts that we're dealing with an animal. They don't have this human brain. They don't have a neocortex. So their mothers, when they were puppies and litters, taught them by picking them up with their canine teeth. They pick them up. That's why they have canine teeth. Show everybody, do a little close-up, John Pizzo. Of all these dogs, they have canine teeth. You know what canine teeth are designed to do? Show the teeth there, Ashley. Wake up, Ashley.
He's over there. How is he going to see?
All right, so
stop micromanaging the show.
All right, and then, so canine teeth are designed to rip into flesh, and tear flesh. That's why nature gave them those teeth, so they could kill little smaller animals, rodents, rip into their skin, and now that's it. They haven't evolved. They don't have a neocortex. They're stuck back 750,000 years ago, or 15,000 years ago. All right, we're getting ready for our break, folks. it's hectic out there, so we're going to be a little careful. You know, this is like a high wire act. We're operating on a high wire act. We might even have to go that way. I don't know, because there's a lot of activity. And we have to slowly introduce changes in the environment. We can't take them, but they have to be socialized properly. That's exactly what we're going to do, if that's possible. Join us. We're going to be back in 7 minutes. Facebook Live. Watch this, what we're going to do out here, hopefully. And join us back 103.9 in 7 minutes, for those of you who are smart enough not to be on Facebook. All right, let's see what's going to happen out here. Now, obviously, you see all these little kids and stuff. So go that way. Take your...
You don't want to just sit in the corner back
Yeah,
there?
maybe. Let's see. Let's see. All right, we have our. Be careful. Good. We're leaving the studio. There you go. Head right over into your little corners. Well, look at the insanity here, and look at our little dog. I mean, what does a nursing home have over there? Here they are. Relax. Stand there, right. Mamma mia. So, here we have, look at the handles. Relax. You see tension on there? No. Now we're going to offer, there's mad distractions here. There's no pulling. Here's food. These dogs love food. No food. Up. Rosie. Well, look how relaxed you are. There are kids screaming. There's a placemat here. What we're going to ask Ashley is to ask the dog to head her over to the placemat, so we select a mat, a plate. She's mean. Then she's going to give him a treat. This is the only place, a little tiny treat. Only place the dog gets a treat. She's going to tell him to stay. Danielle's coming over. The dog don't know anything. She's going to tell him to stay, drop the leash. And this is it. I don't know if you can get over in this corner here, Mr. Pizzo. There's craziness here. This is insanity. He got up, Ashley put him back. This is no big deal. We take our time. Look at how nice. I got a ball. Look, I got food. I got squeaky toys. This dog loves me, by the way. So what we're going to do now is Danielle is going to go sit over there without looking. She's not looking, talking, or touching. I got this. So we're separating. I don't know if you can get this on the camera. When I raise my hands, they're going to call their dogs. Go ahead. This is simple. This is 8 days she had this dog. Nice. Now let's stand up. You relax. Then you're going to walk and then turn left as you approach these fine-looking people. There. Good. It looks horrible when we're doing this. She loves to do this. Just keep going. Look at the relaxation. Drop your leash and get low. You go, keep going, Danielle. Come make a left. Watch how nice. You see that come to a stop? Ask the dog to sit. He'll sit. There's no food. We'd be insulting the dog's intelligence by shoving this down his throat. Look how nice. This is crazy. Crazy. Dog doesn't have the brain. Let's put him back in his place. That's where he gets the treat. He goes there. She enforced the rule that he had to go there. This is not heavy-handed. She's going to try with my little friend, Rose. This is fine. We're not asking the dogs to sit, to stay. We're not doing anything. We're making it actually, that's what they're supposed to do. And it doesn't matter. If a rabbit comes by, the dog stays. If you're making dinner, the dog stays. It's a work in progress. She's not talking to the dog. This is her energy. You know, W.C. Fields wouldn't work with dogs or children. Now we're going to go, Danielle's going back over to where she wants to love her dog.
I'm gonna go where I like to love my dog. You go ahead and call your dog. And I'm gonna call my dog. And here comes my dog. We get love. Dog loves us, we love the dog. This is positive reinforcement. Positive. Positive. There's parts of her body, because she has no legs, that she can't itch. I itch it for her. That's what true love is. That's what true love is. Go back to our place. Go play. Good girl. This, huh? 2 minutes. Now she gets a treat. Danielle's gonna bring her new baby over. No! This is it. It's a work in progress. No problem. We don't get all angry. There's no anger. We don't get mad. She's wandering off. I just put her back. Good girl. I'm gonna get in trouble with people out there. Take your time. Let's. We got 2 minutes. You get the dog. We're gonna walk them back in. You can step out over there. You take my little one. Come on, we'll be on your left. We put them on the left. It's a separate place. Let's head back into the studio and continue our conversation. No, not now. There she goes. Moving Rosie. Popping Rosie. Alright, that was good. We'll get our thing back. I'll probably get all kind of calls how abusive I am to Zooming Rosie.
Rosie, where are you trying to go?
Yeah, John, maybe you can go out and pick that stuff up. Can you just pick up the squeaky toy and...
I'm not the squeaky toy in the brain, just the bed.
Oh, okay, never mind, we're good then. So on the next break though, we're gonna take stuff out, so they're waiting. Let me see the squeaky toy. Oh, it's over the corner. He'll get it when he comes back. Boy.
Well, that one doesn't squeak, right?
That one does.
Yeah.
Oh, that one does? I guess.
Hi guys, that was fun on Facebook, I think. We gotta clean up in here. So after the next break, we break it down, correct?
Yeah, that thing.
No.
That was good work, folks. For those of you on Facebook, I mean, I don't know what that looks like. I don't know if it looks good, it looks bad. I know, assuming Rosie, you have to understand her spirit. If you go on her Instagram account, you'll know that she is one of the happiest, confident dogs I've ever met, and full of energy. She goes in daycare, it's crazy. Are we going live again? Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould. You're listening to us live from MacArthur Airport here in New York. We have listeners all over now. They watch us on Facebook or they watch us online, right, Ashley?
Yep.
How?
They can follow us on Hounds Town Radio, and that's where we stream the Facebook Live,
Right.
so you can see the video of our show.
Right.
Or you can tune in, using your Alexa. You can ask her to play 103.9 on iHeartRadio, or you can go on to just the radio, 103.9.
So there's many ways to listen, and it's fun. And for those, and if you can't listen live, you can go on our Facebook page, right, Hounds Town Radio Facebook, and you'll see all these shows. But I don't know what that looked like. So we know when you have a disabled dog with 2 legs, she scoots and goes like no other dog
She'd
I've ever
rather
seen.
be scooting than in her wheelchair.
Right. So if I look like I'm manhandling the dog, I know I don't know what it looks like, to be honest with you. But so she's like this confident ball of energy with 2 legs. So that's why these dogs are amazing, because she's not on disability, she's not on medication. She wants to work. She wants to be part of our group. When she goes in the car with me, she is perfectly content. When I leave, there is separation anxiety. I have that effect on women. In fact, well, not all women.
Probably not Jackie.
Not Jackie. Well, I told you last week, right? She wants to go. She said, take me someplace.
Yeah.
She said, take me someplace I've never been before. So I took her into the kitchen. Then she said, can you take out the garbage? I says, you cooked it, Jackie, you take it out. Oh, I hope my mother-in-law is not listening to that. No, actually, Jackie's an amazing cook. But
Well, Scott said the demonstration wasn't bad.
wasn't bad, thank you.
He said not bad at all.
Oh, at all? Okay, no. But if you think, thank you, Scott. If you think of this in context, though, this is a dog that, I wish you wouldn't have said your last name. It's a dog that Danielle's had for 8 days. And if you see them together, you'd think they was in each other's life for 8 years. This is all dogs, though. This is the point. These dogs don't come from special planets. So when we start talking about therapy dogs, emotional support dogs, even police dogs, they're just dogs. They're dogs that are trained properly, and sometimes improperly. But when humans, wherever my human brain is, when humans they make too much out of nature. Too much. Look at these dogs. Just want safety and security. Number one, just like your 2 or 3-year-old children. They don't have complicated needs. Humans have complicated needs, and it's never worse. Do you know that in 1918, the dog population of the United States, 1918, this is when your grandfather or great-grandfather was born, there was 70 million dogs. You know how many dogs there are now? 900 million dogs in the United States. Is that the United States or the world?
That's the world. I'm pretty sure.
It might be the world. All I know is
I hope it's the world.
I hope it's the world.
Who cares? It went from. We wonder about
It's more than human
why our
population.
planet is being destroyed. Right, our planet. There's wildfires. There's floods. Beaches are eroding. There's 900 million dogs. You know how many humans? The human population in 1918, 100 years ago, a little over, 100 years ago, was 103 million. And this is in the United States, correct, producer?
Yes, this is the United States.
The human population now is 327 million people. They are consuming, obviously they have to consume meat, products, vegetables. They build houses. Every time a house is built, we're cutting into nature. I'm not a big environmentalist, by the way, but you shouldn't scratch your head and wonder why our planet is where it's at. There's in the world population. Where's the world population? Do I have that? All right, next year. But anyway, so domestic dogs. But these are interesting figures because it should be simple, right? So dogs are much smarter than us. They don't build houses on the beach and a tsunami comes and then they don't rebuild the house. They seek high ground. I talked many times about this. About animals must look at us like we're really weird. Right? I mean, look at birds. They can literally land on an alligator's nose and be in perfect harmony. But and polar bears swim in ice water. They don't go down to Miami for the weekend. So we have to understand nature and what the dog population of 900 million, because frankly, human beings that are very smart can't understand the simplicity of these dogs. We're not doing anything here. Look, these girls, you wouldn't know there were dogs. If you're watching on Facebook, you wouldn't know there's dogs in the studio. They're not kissing them, they're not talking to them, they're not shoving dog biscuits down their throat, yet we have this amazing balanced interaction with them. When they come to doggy daycare, it never ceases to amaze me to watch 75 dogs play in play groups with one another. And it shouldn't surprise me, because why? Because they're dogs. So it's just an interesting phenomenon, and the biggest problem is humans, right? And it's just smart humans. They're not bad. My customers are wonderful people, but anthropomorphized, when they try to treat their dogs like humans, everything goes down the tubes.
You probably can't put 15 to 20 people in a playroom for
No, without
14 hours without
Right. Well,
a
15
fight
or
breaking
20
out.
children, exactly. All right, so what else? Is this the last segment, or do we have another segment?
No, we have one more segment, but this segment we wanted to talk about the world's craziest dog contest
Right.
that you've been ominously kind of promoting.
All right, yes. So the world's greatest dog contest. So obviously we're going to promote this more on our websites and our other Facebook pages. But we want you to do, if you're interested in a free boot camp, a boarding school. It's a 12-day boarding school. It's valued at $1,750, right?
Yep.
And the dog comes to Hounds Town, stays with us for 12 days, and we video the process. So it's really kind of a great experience. You can see examples of it on our YouTube channel. If you go to
Hounds Town USA on YouTube, there is everything on there. We have our boot camps, we have our shows actually up on there.
Right.
Any of our charity work, our
Right.
Handcuffs to Healing,
Right.
anything to do with Hounds Town and videoing
Right.
is on that page.
So get a big bottle of wine, sit down, watch some of this. It's guaranteed to put you to sleep. But if you watch some of these videos, you'll see what a boot camp is and the transformation we make when we start treating dogs like dogs. So the contest is we're asking people to video their dog behavior, whatever that is, whether they ring the doorbell and the dog or dogs go crazy, or the vacuum cleaner, whatever it is, they get a hold of your sleeve, whatever. Video that. Send us a 1 to 2 minute video.
Yep.
Tell me more.
So it's going to be sent via email to my email, or if you're Facebook savvy, you can send it to the Hounds Town Radio Facebook page on the Messenger. That's fine. My email is Ashley, ASHLY @houndstownusa.com. So it's got to be a 1 to 2 minute video,
Right.
round about there, nothing long. And the dogs can't be aggressive towards humans or other dogs. And it's just crazy habits, bad habits that they have at home that they need training on.
Right.
We want all the videos kind of submitted by June 30th.
Right. It's normally the typical behaviors. The doorbell rings, the dog goes crazy. Company comes over, the dog goes crazy. The dog sees the landscaper outside, the dog goes crazy.
Counter-surfing, all of those
Counter-surfing,
things.
stealing food, chicken cutlets, whatever it is. These are so simple. Here's what I'm going to tell you about our training. Our training is so simple that most people can't do it. Turbo dog training, meaning we do it, and it's so simple that most people can't do it because humans with their huge brain we live in a complicated world. I don't know how, I'm sitting in front of a microphone, I don't know how electricity comes, I don't know anything, and nor do dogs. Dogs don't know anything. They don't know what your can of beer is. They don't know what your sneakers are. It looks like they do when you pick up the leash and they get excited, they make a connection, a behavioral connection. But they don't have complicated thoughts. They're incapable. I do a lot of court testifying, even about police dogs. They are the same. A police dog is no different than these two dogs. They can't make moral decisions. They can't even cross the street, for God's sakes. Right? We train police dogs for 6 months. If we're not managing them carefully, they can get hit by a car. Because they don't look left and right. That's a very hard, almost impossible behavior to teach. So when you think of it that way, and that's called anthropomorphism, humanizing dogs. Rin Tin Tin theory, Lassie, for those of you who are old enough to remember Rin Tin Tin and Lassie saved Timmy from the well. A dog don't know what a well is, a dog don't know what railroad tracks are. It's all an illusion, and it's in the minds of the humans. An illusion in the minds of the humans. All right, what else do I need to talk? We're gonna pick a crazy
Yes, so
dog.
the videos have to be submitted by June 30th.
All right, so we got
At
plenty of
that
time.
point, we're going to announce the winner July 8th. I figure on the radio, on
Yeah.
that Monday night at 8 o'clock, we will announce our winner.
All right,
And then
that
from
sounds
there,
good.
we'll schedule, as far as the boot camp. But I know we were talking about is doing a first, second, third place.
Yeah, we're gonna have first, second, and first. We want to promote this style of training. It's not even training. This style of communicating with a dog. Don't look, talk, or touch. That's the first thing we say. Is people say, "I like that idea. I like that method." It's not my method. It's Mother Nature's method. We didn't design these dogs. Mother Nature did, or the Big Bang Theory, whatever the hell you want to think about it. We're going to take another break. I'm getting all worked up again. We're going to start cleaning up the studio because we see somebody else coming in. And stay with us on Facebook. Stay with us. 2 minute break. Hounds Town Radio. The dish on dogs. Let's start cleaning.
Do you want to start?
Just break this down. Just mostly break this down.
Do you know how to do that, John? Let's
He's
figure it
gonna
out.
learn.
There's 2 knobs and you turn them both right and it goes down.
And then you throw this in your bag. I just want to get out of here. Huh? Here, you got stuff.
Oh, wow.
He's got this. Here,
Oh, he did it.
of course.
Well,
I have
Danielle still
complete
struggles.
faith. Here,
I can't do it still.
taking us here.
Poor thing. No, Rose.
So we don't know what the Euro world population.
No.
7.2
I'm pretty sure
million.
it's like
Trillion. It's 7.2
yeah, 7
trillion.
trillion or something. Because I
Take
remember
this
I
off.
had that on the sheet.
Yeah, roll that up, right? Tell us.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect. Yeah, the world population is 7.2 trillion.
All right, we need to have these facts, but this is good. Oh, we want to talk about this horrible human.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Speckles' mom said the demo was great. We did a good job.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, Jordan's watching.
Who's Jordan?
Our employee
Jordan.
Oh, I'm Jordan.
J-Dog.
J-Dog.
J-Dog. Where is that kid? I miss her.
She's
She's in
a nurse
Florida.
now.
She's in Pensacola.
Oh, big shot. We're moving down to Florida. We're coming to Orlando. I don't know about Pensacola. Actually, I got a friend down there. All right, I guess we got to get back.
And Eileen said hello.
Eileen. Eileen! Eileen, I love you. You know your daughter's a wonderful cook. Beautiful.
I don't know if she was listening before.
Oh,
You
I
could have
hope
gotten
not.
away with that one.
Eileen.
That spinach dip, I still think about it. That spinach artichoke dip, that drives me.
Good for its credit.
Yeah, I don't know why. It's not even like a holiday. Right?
All right, we look good. Start packing stuff
I think
up.
you said 1 minute, so you need to.
Do you want to just throw all this in that blue bag?
Just because we want to scoot out of here as soon as we... Well. Oh, boy. Welcome back, everybody. This is our last segment, The Dish on Dogs. I'm your host, Mike Gould. We're having a pretty good show, I think. We're on Facebook Live. I'm not a big fan of social media and Facebook. For this purposes, it's kind of amazing, though. So if you want to watch our show, go on Facebook. How do you say?
On Facebook, it's Hounds Town Radio.
Hounds Town Radio. Or YouTube, and go to
Hounds Town USA.
Hounds Town USA. Up. There's a news alert coming into the newsroom. News alert.
Every week.
News alert coming in. Okay, scientists have discovered today wet dogs smell. Wet dog smell. This is breaking news at Hounds Town Radio. Wet dog smell. So for those of you who bring your dogs to doggy daycare, if you're part of our big Hounds Town family, you know it's been raining incessantly for a week. We have no special powers to keep dogs from not smelling unless we don't allow them to play. We do exit baths but obviously if we have 75 dogs, we can't for free wash 75
Right, but if
dogs.
you're listening,
If you're listening to this show,
we'll give you 30% off rainy day baths.
I-
So if it rains, majority of the day, and it's considered a rainy
Oh,
day,
the
not at
majority of the
4:30
day.
in the morning,
yeah, right.
but it's
Doesn't explain
raining during
showers
the
and-
day that your dog is there
Oh,
for
boy,
daycare,
I
we'll
don't
give you
know.
30% off an
about
exit
this.
bath.
All right, if Ashley, you tell Ashley said that, because I don't want to know it
It's
rained in
it's one of
Selden,
those
it didn't
secret
rain in
menu
Ronkonkoma.
policies.
All right.
Yeah, tell us, we'll do it.
All right, so that's it. There's your offer. Because we want you, obviously, we want dogs that you had to have a happy experience, and nobody wants a smelly dog
Right,
coming
exactly.
home, myself included. But my dogs go out in the backyard, they get wet, they come in the house, and they stink. I can't. There's no magic here.
Yeah,
There's
I got
no,
two that smell right now.
Right. There's no magic. So that was the breaking news. Scientists have determined that emphatically. That's proven, factually proven, that wet dogs smell. All right, what else did I want to talk
Well,
about?
Danielle was going to talk about the dog abuse.
Oh, right. So one of the reasons we feel, the old saying, the more people we meet, the more we love our dogs. Every time we meet
Absolutely.
somebody. So Danielle has a story that highlights this point. The more people, tell us about this low life. What's his
Well,
name? This dirty
I
son
don't know
of a...
his name, but
We need his name.
Janelle Evans from Teen Mom, her husband beat their dog and then shot it because he nipped at their daughter.
This is sick. These
And it
are-
was a French
It
bulldog.
was a 10-pound French bulldog, and beforehand he posted a video of the kid putting her face in the dog's face, and then the dog got annoyed and snapped at her. Didn't break any skin or anything, and then he
This is horrible.
beat the dog and then shot it.
This person, obviously. So here is why dogs are so wonderful. So actually, our little friend Rosie, supposedly, I'm not sure, but she came from Armenia, and supposedly she was hit with a bat and her spine was broken. Not that it interfered with her spirit. She's got more spirit than any human being I know. But this bastard there, you don't know what's his name?
I could look it up right
All right, whatever, he is. I mean, it's a horrible thing. If this is factually correct, which I'm sure it is, this is horrendous. So this is the difference between dogs and humans. There are no such thing. No dogs sneak out at night and commit serial killing. They don't break into houses. They don't go shoplifting. They don't rob people. They don't carjack. They don't do any of these things. They just want safety, security, and love, and structure and boundaries. So what we're doing with these two dogs during our Facebook demonstration, by the way, for those of you listening and wonder how we get these behaviors. We're putting structure in their lives. Dogs need leadership. All the love in the world, all the treats in the world, all the things you buy at PetSmart do not contribute to the mental health of a dog. Dogs are social pack animals required to have leadership. And we've taken these dogs, myself included, from their little pack, their litter, taken them into our toxic world of humanity. It's toxic. We take them into our world and we try to treat them like humans. And they're our captive. They can't run away. They don't have thumbs. They can't call 911. They don't have thumbs. So they're stuck with us. And we all think we're the most wonderful, loving people in the world. And when I say we enforce rules, pack rules, we enforce pack rules just like Mother Nature enforces pack rules. We don't throw cans of penny at them. We don't squirt them with water. We don't insult their intelligence by giving them a treat because they put their butt on the ground sitting. It's absurd and obscene. So this guy shoots a dog, a helpless little
David
dog.
Eason is his
What's
name.
his name?
David Eason.
David Eason. Bad, very bad man. Very bad man, David Eason. I hope you're right, because I'm going to get sued if you're not.
No,
This
it's
is-
him.
okay,
Oh, it's all over.
It's all over the
All right.
news. Everyone knows.
But just think of the depravity of this person. Think of the depravity of this person. I mean, obviously, it's an animal, so we should have. But this person that does this to a dog obviously would do it to a child. It's insane. So anyway, this is why we love our dogs. Look at our little Rosie. Look at our little Squirt. Balanced energy. No barking here. Where's my squeaky toy?
It's all put away.
Throw me a squeaky toy. You got it? Oh, he's giving me he's rolling his eyes like he's going to work over here. Hang on. I want the squeaky toy to show that dogs throw. The dogs respond to the environment, right? So squeaky toy. Yeah, but if they lived if they lived in a doorbell factory or a vacuum cleaner factory, they'd be sleeping. They're not going to be chasing the vacuum 24 hours a day. Please, just chill out, relax, find your chi, go out into nature. I encourage everybody. Nature is disappearing before your very eyes. I mean, on Long Island, there's still some nice places. They're out there. You have to find them, though. Go out and watch birds or go watch squirrels. You want a really good time, if you really want to see the complexity of it, go sit in Central Park and watch humans, squirrels, dogs, animals all interact. Nobody looks at each other, nobody stares at each other, they don't bump into each other, they morphically move around. The squirrels come out, the birds come out. Go to Central Park, 57th Street in Central Park South. Central Park South, you get yourself a bench, I smoke a cigar, and I watch nature. I don't encroach on nature. I don't pet dolphins. It's absurd. I don't go to the zoo and feed whatever. I enjoy the beauty of them. I love watching birds fly. Flocks of birds fly. It's amazing. They look down. They must think we are morons, right?
Yeah.
Umbrellas. They just fly. They go where the weather's nice. They know where the food is. There's a whole world out there in your backyard. There's worms. There's bugs. Yeah, there's a whole world. Yum. And the rodents eat the worms, the cat eats the rodents, the dog eats the cat, etc., etc. All right, folks, I've had enough. The girls had enough. The dogs had enough. What are we going to be doing next week? What are we going to be talking about?
Well, I think we're going to do another demo with Squirt.
Oh yeah, we want to follow this dog through. I want to make him a therapy dog. And trust me, we don't work a lot with him. We just started working about an hour for the show. Remember, we are barbarians. You folks listening, you are a barbarian. I am a barbarian. We dogs, if you have a leather pocketbook, you have a leather belt, you have a leather shoes, then you're barbarians. I have all that. I love leather, by the way. But understand, an animal was killed for that. So we can't live in this culture of save the animals or whatever. It's hypocrisy. Just think of eating a chicken, Kentucky Fried Chicken. It's like eating a pigeon, right? You're eating the drumstick or ribs. I love ribs. I'm just saying. I'm not a crazy environmentalist. None of that stuff. But I'm kind of offended by people that are super environmentalists and they have a $1,000 Gucci bag made out of Elsie the cow, right? Or alligator bag, any of these things. Mink coats. I mean, I don't know. You people go through the park and people assault people with a mink coat on. I don't know. I don't have a mink coat. I'm just saying. There's a lot of hypocrisy to go around for everybody. So don't encroach on nature. Enjoy nature. We need meat to eat, live. We need vegetables. It's all part of the balance of life. The balance of life.
Your words of wisdom.
Words of wisdom. I put the dogs to sleep. I'm putting Ashley to sleep. I'm putting Danielle to sleep. All right, so here's nothing's happening. All right, folks. So the Dish on Dogs. Think about joining that contest. Just submit a 1 to 2 minute video of the world's craziest dog, and we'll help you balance that energy. Whether it's pulling down the driveway, whether it's barking incessantly, counter surfing, humping, jumping, dumping. We have answers for everything. It's not what the dog does. It's what humans do in reaction to the behavior. Throw pennies, squirt them with water, scream, yell, all stupido. Next week live, 8 p.m. The Dish on Dogs, 103.9. All right, get out of here.
Save that, John.